Hi everyone, this is Angie from Don't Pay Retail Thrift, and I was tagged in the Get to Know Me Better tag on YouTube by Alex from Chapter 2 Vintage Company. Thank you, Alex, for tagging me, although I'm a little hesitant about doing this video, but I'm gonna do it and hopefully get through it all right. So if you watch my videos, you know that I don't show myself in the videos. I feel like people would rather see what I've thrifted than me. But so this is my little topper toy Angie doll that I got when I was a kid by my grandmother. Well, this isn't actually the actual doll. This is the one I thrifted on eBay years later to replace it. So that's kind of my picture for my channel. So I just thought I would show that so you'd have something pretty to look at while I'm talking. So it's 19 questions and we'll get started. Question number 1 is, what does your channel name mean? My channel name is Don't Pay Retail Thrift. And actually when I started my channel maybe 3 years ago, I've been doing videos for maybe 3 years, maybe 2.5, but I took like 10 months off last year. But it was hard. I'm not very, I am creative, but I'm not creative in thinking of names. But I thought about what I do, and the reason I started the channel was to show friends and family what kind of stuff I buy that I sell on eBay and that I resell. And at the time, my husband and I were doing a lot of storage locker auctions. And I was just selling crazy stuff on eBay. And people were like, what? And they just couldn't believe it. So I thought, well, let me make the channel to show you kind of the things that I sell. And it kind of went from there. But Don't Pay Retail Thrift, I've always been an extreme penny pincher. In my younger years, I thrifted because because I guess money-wise, I wanted it cheaper. And it just became kind of like fun for me. And I just don't like paying retail for items that I can get somewhere else. And I really like older vintage items too. So a lot of times you have to thrift to get those. So if that makes any sense, I feel like I'm rambling. That is where Don't Pay Retail Thrift came from. Question number 2 is, where were you born? I was born in the beautiful state of Georgia. And you might have seen this plate. I thrifted it recently. Because that's where I was born and I just loved it. So I thought I'd just kind of show it in here again since you're not really seeing me. But yeah, I was born in Georgia, but anyway, that's where I was born. Question number 3 is, where are you now? I am now in Colorado, and this is another really pretty plate that I thrifted. But I don't think that I showed it. I showed it when I thrifted it. But I didn't show all the places on it. So, it's just a really pretty plate. I loved it. And the reason that I am in Colorado is because of right here, the University of Colorado at Boulder. That is why we moved to Colorado. So, I was born in Georgia. I am now living in Colorado since 2010. But all of my life, I lived in Alabama. And I am still looking for an Alabama plate. So really, when I talk about home, that is Alabama and Georgia. Maybe a little bit more of Alabama because I lived most all of my childhood and adult life until I moved to Colorado in Alabama. And I think it's kind of funny. I got the Georgia plate in Colorado. I got the Colorado plate in Alabama. So I'm thinking I'm going to find an Alabama plate in Georgia. All right, question number 4. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite sex? I have no idea. I do know a little bit about why I was named Angela. I have a brother and a sister older than me, so I'm the 3rd child in a family of 5. And I know my dad told me when I was younger that he chose my name, and he specifically wanted me to be named Angela. I was young when he told me that. I don't really know why. And then I did ask my mom later, and she said yes, he he was insistent on naming you Angela, and so that's what we did. So if I was a guy, if I had been a guy, I'm thinking maybe he would have named me after him, because my brother is not named after my dad. So maybe he was so insistent on wanting to name me. Maybe if I was a boy, he would have named me after him. So I have no idea really. Number 5, what is your eye color? My eye color is hazel, although when I was born and younger, they were more of a brown. My dad had brown eyes, my mom had green eyes, and as I got older, they kind of blended together and turned hazel, and I've never really liked them. I have sisters that have gorgeous blue eyes. My brother has green eyes. Yeah, I got stuck with the hazel, although nothing's wrong with that. It's just, I've just always, I don't know, that's just me. Number 6, what is your favorite candle scent? I don't really have an exact favorite, but I really like candles that are like sort of a manly, I don't want to say musty, but kind of the manly smell, like kind of earthy kind of smell. Like if you've ever been to Bath and Body Works, I bought my husband a lotion there one time, and it was called mahogany. It was like a mahogany wood smell. That's the kind of smell that I like for candles. I'm not really big into the sweet ones, although I like them, but I can't burn them for a long time because it just gets too sweet. But I like the kind of manly, earthy smells. Number 7, can you cook? Yes, I can cook. Do I like to cook? Not really. I grew up in a family where my grandmother and my mom are like fabulous Southern cooks. That's what they're known for, pretty much. And although my mom insisted that her girls were in the kitchen learning to cook when we grew up, none of her girls really, well, I take that back. There's 4, I'm one of 4 sisters, and my youngest sister is a fabulous cook, and she enjoys cooking. The rest of us, we have husbands that cook and enjoy cooking, so, but I can cook. I have cooked meals when I need to, but my problem with cooking is I'm not good at deciding a meal, like planning a meal, like if you make chicken and what goes with it. I'm not good at that part, and when I cook, I have found that I rush too much and end up burning stuff and just making a mess. So I am lucky. I have a husband who likes to cook and is a fabulous cook. His family is from Czechoslovakia, and he makes some great Czech meals that are just to die for. So it's like, and although I have learned to make some of them just as good as him, but why should I when he does it? I do the cleaning mostly. Number 8, what's your sign? I am a Scorpio. Number 9, what scares you about getting old? I'm hoping my voice is not going to crack in some of these questions. I'm not really scared of getting old. I actually feel like I've aged quite a bit in the last 10 years due to life. But I guess if I had to choose something, it would be Alzheimer's. I watched my grandmother go through it, and my grandmother-in-law go through it, and that's a horrible, horrible disease. And that's what I guess I'm scared of getting, of it happening to me, I guess, or someone, or my husband maybe. Because we've been married for like, I'm not sure, 34 years, 30, going on 35 or going on 34. But that's what scares me about getting old. Number 10, what is the last thing you bought? The last thing I bought was this glazed donut syrup and a Sprite. I use it in my coffee, and we now use it in our sweet tea to no longer use sugar. That's boring, but that's the last thing I bought. Although I do in the background here have I have thrift haul for you after this video, so technically I do have a thrift haul. My last thrift haul that I bought is right behind that doll. Number 11, what is your favorite holiday? If you've ever watched any of my videos, you could probably guess it is Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. We have, like I said, I have a big family. My mom would always make Christmas really special, and we would always have my grandmother and my aunt and uncle and cousins, they would come the weekend after Christmas, like New Year's, and we'd have another big Christmas, and we've done that since before I was born, and we still do it now. We do, it's just fun. We do a version of Dirty Santa. We do different, just fun things. It's just fun to be with family, to celebrate Jesus, and Christmas. And I really love vintage Christmas, which probably came from my mom and my grandmother. I had some of their favorite things they had when I was little is the things that I like to thrift now and try to find for myself. Number 12, what is your guilty pleasure? I have no idea. I don't really feel that I have a guilty pleasure. Maybe that's a bad thing because I don't feel guilty if I'm doing something or partaking in something. So, maybe I would say if I had to choose something, I would say Hershey's chocolate. I love that. Although I shouldn't feel guilty, but sometimes I guess I should. Hershey's chocolate. Number 13, what show do you binge watch? I used to watch a lot of TV as a way to just wind down after work. I am a retired nurse, and I used to work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. For over 12, 13 years, and I would kind of binge watch some TV to put myself to sleep after like a very stressful night. But now we've actually gotten rid of cable because it's so expensive and there's never anything on TV. But there's only one show that I watch, and I have been watching it since I was a teenager. And I do I guess technically I do binge watch it now because it comes on during the day and I have to watch it on YouTube. So I'll be real busy with my week, and then maybe one day of the week I'll watch all 5 shows, and that is General Hospital. It's a soap opera on ABC. I absolutely love it, and I hope they never stop making it. I feel like those people are like my family or my relatives. And my favorite was Jack Wagner from that show, and Jason Morgan is played by Steve Burton. I actually have a shirt that says, "What would Jason do?" And most people, when they see it, they think it's about Jason Aldean. No, it's about Jason Morgan from General Hospital. So yeah, I do binge watch that when I'm trying to catch up on the shows. Number 14, what item do you never leave the house without? That would be my phone, what I'm videoing with. I have a Motorola smartphone, and it's in a little purple case that I thrifted off of eBay for $3. And it has like the magnetic closure. It holds my driver's license and my debit card and my phone. I never go anywhere without those 3 things. Number 15, are you an evening person or a morning person? That's a good question. Like I said earlier, I worked nights. I've had jobs before nursing where I worked nights. I am not a morning person. But the older I get, and say now, I work a job now where sometimes I'll go in at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would say now in my life right now, I'm half and half. But I used to I was never a morning person in my younger days. 16, what is your favorite movie genre? That would be suspense thrillers. Like my absolute favorite movie ever. Well, let me back up. I love watching movies that you have to think about and figure out before the end. Dramas, or not necessarily just murder mysteries, but movies where that made you think and you had to figure out the movie, and it was a challenge to figure out the movie before the movie went off. My favorite movie ever is, oh Lord, and now I'm going blank on the name of it. One of my favorite actors ever, and I did get to see him one time in Colorado on a ski trip, was Bruce Willis. What's the movie with Bruce Willis and the cute little boy that said, "I see dead people"? That's my favorite movie, and I'm blanking on the name of it. Hold on one second. Okay, y'all, I actually have the movie somewhere in my house, but I can't run and get it. I cannot believe that I am going blank on the movie. It's not Signs. That came out later. it's the one before that, and the director was M. Night Shyamalan, and I love his movies, although I don't think he makes many anymore, but it was a movie with Bruce Willis and the cute little boy that was 6 that was seeing dead people. And the reason I think that is my absolute favorite movie is because I did not figure out that Bruce Willis was dead until everyone else did in the movie theater when the ring dropped and fell across the floor. And even talking about it now, I still get chill bumps. And I am fabulous at figuring out movies, so when I did not figure that movie out, I mean, that is my absolute favorite. I could watch it every night. That's why I cannot think of the name of it. But you probably know what I'm talking about, so list it in the comments and remind me. But that is my absolute favorite movie, and that's my favorite genre, is those types of movies. Let's see, where am I at? I'm reading this from my laptop, the questions. Number 17. What is your favorite movie? Number 17. What's good in your life right now? Right now, well, I have a job that I actually really enjoy going to and look forward to going to. I am no longer nursing. I've had some life changes that is the reason that I decided to no longer nurse. But my job is really good right now. My husband, he's a fabulous, very supportive man. And my mom just had some health issues, but she is doing so much better right now. So those 3 things right now are good in my life right now. Number 18, are you an introvert or an extrovert? Everybody that knows me would immediately say introvert. Although I can be an extrovert at times. I was that kid in school that growing up, everybody thought I was really, really shy, but it really was. I was a little bit shy, but it was mostly like I'm just quiet. A lot of times I'm just quiet. And doing YouTube videos has kind of made me come out, I guess, a little bit, but I don't think I would ever consider myself an extrovert. So I'm kind of in between, but really it would lean more to be introvert. And number 19, what is your biggest accomplishment? I was impressed with Alex's answer for this question, because most people immediately say their children. And I think she's the one that said that's something they're still growing, they're young, she's still working on that. For me, my biggest accomplishment, I would immediately say would be my child. And I'm sorry, this is where the video is going to get a little hard for me. I am one of those people that would cry when I'm happy, just as much as some people cry when they're sad. Anyway, my biggest accomplishment, well, I've accomplished a lot in life. My husband and I got married early in life. We were only 21. And that was 86. By 89, we had worked for a pizza franchise. And then by 89, from 89 to 99, we owned a pizza franchise. And that was a great accomplishment for 2 people very young. In their 20s, we did that. In our 20s. And at the same time that we owned and ran that business, I had a child. I put myself through nursing school. I also worked a part-time job apart from the business. And we were very young, say 21 to, I think, about 34 is when we sold the business. So, one of my accomplishments, I guess, is just working a lot, doing things for my family. Of course, my video cut off. So what I was saying was one of my biggest accomplishments was just the fact that I've been able to work a lot and provide a lot for my family, and do a lot of things that I never really thought I could do when I was younger. Sorry, I had to pause again. But an accomplishment, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be my greatest accomplishment. I do feel that when my daughter was 18 years old, she told me, and this is probably something that all parents would love to hear after they raise their child and their child is grown. She did say to me one time, "Mom, you were right. All these things you were teaching me when I was younger." She realized at 18 years old that I was right when I was younger and teaching her things that she didn't, trying to lead her in the right direction. And it was a great accomplishment to me as a mother for her to tell me that. And for her to tell me that at 18, it's usually something someone will tell your parents when they've had kids of their own or when they're much older in life. That was a great accomplishment for me. But honestly, I wouldn't even say any of those things. Right now, I don't talk about this, and it's hard to talk about, but I do put videos out there, and I ask people to watch them and like them and share them. So if I can't be real with that, then I shouldn't do videos, I suppose. But not many people know that we moved to Colorado in 2010 for my daughter. She was our only child to go to the University of Colorado in Boulder. She was a physics major, and she had gotten 3 scholarships in Alabama, but she didn't want to go to those schools because she was very smart. She was a physics and a math major. So we moved to Colorado for her to go to the University of Boulder. Because we loved Colorado. We had been out here skiing every year for like 10 or 12 years. And people don't really know this, but we were here 6 months, and my daughter was killed in a car accident. And I'm sorry, this is one reason you don't see me on the other side of the camera. That was 2010. It is now 2019, but it still feels like yesterday. And my biggest accomplishment is the fact that I'm still here today, that I get up every day without her. And I'm sorry, I hate to do this, but I feel like, I should be real. I probably should be on the other side of the camera, but that's just too much. But that is my biggest accomplishment to date, is just continuing living to honor her without her here. She was, I tried to get pregnant for 6 years when I first got married, and I was told I had unexplained infertility. I prayed to Jesus like every day of my life to have a baby. And when I finally did, she was just so perfect that I totally forgot about trying to have more and trying to go back and figure out what exactly was wrong with me, why I couldn't have more. Now I look back and think maybe that's a blessing that I don't have, that she doesn't have siblings that has to live without her either. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be a downer and bring this up, but to be honest, when I first got tagged and I read that last question, I knew that, to do this video honestly, I would have to say that. But that is it. My biggest accomplishment is to still get up every day and go on with life to honor my child. So anyway, sorry. Let me pause it just a second. So, now I am going to pick 3 people to tag, and I have watched a lot of the videos, and I am hoping that once, by the time I post this video, that these people haven't been tagged. One of the first people I ever started watching was, my sister called me and said, "You really should watch this lady. She does a great video. She reminds me of you, and the things that she thrifts and finds, and the things that she does." And that is MsStoneHome. She is like the first person I started watching, and then not long after that, I started watching a few others. And so I would like to tag her, although she's been on here for so long, we probably feel like we know a lot about her. But had to hook these together. I hope they did. So first, I want to tag MsStoneHome. Second, I want to tag Dee with Dream Vintage with DJ. I love her videos. She seems like the sweetest person. And third, if Nicole from Nesting Haven has not been tagged already, I'm going to tag Nicole from Nesting Haven. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too much of a downer at the end, but hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thanks for